Welcome to Combustion Discussion. I am Dan Hurwitz,
I am Sander Marcus.
and we are here to talk to you about ECU tuning and other topics related to the internal combustion engine. Here, you go.
Okay, my name is, as I had said, Sander Marcus. I have been in the industry tuning cars for about 11 years now. I've tuned a number of different platforms, engines, and vehicles even, with standalone engine management computers and stock computers. So I have a wide range from basically Hondas to most recently a bunch of Nissan GTR projects. What about you, Dan?
Why, thanks, Sander. I have been tuning for about 12 years. I founded Mach 5 Motorsports about 16 years ago, and most of my tuning experience relates to original equipment ECUs, and probably the vast majority is tuning Subarus. That's, I think, about the history, but we're going to ask each other something interesting to give a little flavor. So, what's an interesting piece of trivia about you?
An interesting piece of trivia, and the most random thing I could think of, was that when I was younger, I was a swimmer, and I swam against Michael Phelps in a Maryland regional swimming race.
That's the guy in the Olympics?
That's the guy in the Olympics. So there's my small claim to fame. I did not win, for what it's worth. What about you, Dan?
One interesting thing, when I also was younger, a lot younger, I won a trip in a contest, and I won a trip to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii.
It's pretty neat.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the idea of this discussion series or video series was that we would talk about ECU tuning topics and kind of give a little primer on what is ECU tuning and how to be a knowledgeable consumer of tuning ECUs. So it's not necessarily to instruct you how to do it yourself, but maybe how to speak about it and how to find a tuner and how to be an informed consumer of tuning services.
Yep, I agree.
So what are some of the topics we will discuss?
So we're going to talk about a number of different things throughout this series, but first of all, we'd like to cover the basics of what happens when you purchase an ECU tune. The idea is that we want to basically inform you as the customer or the potential tuning client, what you're doing when you're paying for the tune, and inform you as to what we're doing. We both believe that it's very important for you to have a clear and concise idea of what you're spending money on. Some of the topics that we'll cover with regards to that will be the similarities between ECU tuning and, for instance, even just going to the doctor to get a checkup. There are so many excellent similarities between the two, we felt it would be kind of pertinent to mention that. As far as beyond that, reprogramming the ECU, what we're actually doing from a physical perspective, with regards to hexadecimal editing and code, editing of the tables, fuel, timing, and boost, and basically optimizing your whole hardware and software configuration to best match basically your setup.
Wow, I didn't take any notes. We're going to have to go back.
Yeah, I think so.
In addition to talking about the process of tuning and what happens when you get a professional tune done on your car, we thought we would sort of go back to the fundamentals of how does an engine work. We plan to go over the internal combustion engine combustion process, which you can shorthand for the 4 parts of the 4-cycle combustion process are suck, squish, bang, and blow. Make your jokes now. We will talk about the MAF sensor. A lot of the cars that we deal with have a mass airflow, or MAF sensor. We're going to probably have a whole discussion relating to that. air-fuel ratios. What is ideal air-fuel ratio? What is not ideal? When would you want to deviate from either of those? What's a couple other topics?
We're going to talk about different types of fuel. We would like to talk about different types of strategies when tuning ignition timing, especially for Subarus, because the Subaru ECU deals with an ignition timing in a quite complex and interesting way, and we felt that it would be good to sort of demystify that and talk about sort of some of the things that you might see if you're doing a data log with an access port or an open source based program.
All right. We'll also, I'll tell you a little bit about Mach 5 Motorsports. We are sitting in our showroom right now. We are located in Sterling, Virginia. As I mentioned, we've been around for about 16 years. We have a retail showroom. This is a 1,500 square foot room. There's a car over there. I think it's off camera. But there's also a lot of product you can come in and see if you want to stop by. In the back we have a mail order department and a warehouse, so we are shipping products out to people all over the US and actually around the world. And then we have a service facility that's about 3,000 square feet on the other side of this wall. That includes 3 lifts, 1 alignment rack, tire mounting and balancing hardware, and an all-wheel drive dyno jet chassis dyno. So that is the physical plant. We have a couple different websites. Our main website is mach5.com, and we spell that machv.com. It's like a Roman numeral 5. And then we have one for Subarus that's fastwrx.com, spelled fastwrx.com. We do specialize in Subaru cars, but we work on all kinds of cars. Right now on the other side of the wall we have a Cobra kit car with a Roush-built Ford V8. I think we have some kind of a Honda with a big giant turbo on it that makes 800 horsepower, and there's always something interesting other than a slew of Subarus here.
If you're interested in what you've just heard about here, please go ahead and subscribe. We're planning on doing a number of other videos on these topics in much more detail than we've talked about today. So it should just get better from here. So make sure you hit subscribe and check us out in the future.
Also, if there's something related to tuning or ECU topics or the internal combustion engine and how it works, especially turbocharged ones, let us know, and we will maybe take up some of the topics that we hear from you. We will maybe address some of the topics that you suggest. Here we are.